Hey, Grego's here. What's going on? Wow, what do we have here installed today? Wow, there's comers and goers, there's shakers and movers, and wow, yeah, the old Datsun here is going tomorrow, I think, and the grey one's going soon. And yeah, so what do we have here? What is this creation? Oh wow, that's a bit of a giveaway sign, I think, right there. So what we have is worldwide one-off, as I've been saying, unique, Eclectic. Eclectic is its name. It has been for years. So it's actually a pretty dry bus. There's bugger all rust in it, really. It's quite good. But the owner has gone a little bit cray-cray and decided to do every mod imaginable, almost every mod. So, do you want to go through it? Yeah, you want to go through it, what the rundown's going to be? Although it's only a shell now. Alright, let's talk. So, we can probably start at the front here. Not quite sure what these are for yet. There might be a bar or something going. But yeah, it's a hitch mount receiver there for a, you can chuck a winch in there. So if you wire it up, you can have a winch at the front and the back. You have it on a cradle and you can just pop it in and out on, so you can winch yourself backwards or forwards only when only have it there when you need it. So that's cool. So underneath, custom beam plates there. You can see the sorry, the camera's on an angle, my stick's a bit long, but yeah, so that's these are further apart, the tubes, and because these end plates are super heavy duty and custom. And the we have some rack and pinion steering there, and apparently the steering, the spindles are Rodeo, and I think it's gonna have a Pajero front diff, so yes, four-wheel drive conversion. But not only that, it'll be pretty comfy as well. So we've got a Mitsubishi van steering column, and well, there you go, like retractable, not retractable, up and downy, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and then you go, hang on, why is there a giant hole in the floor? Well, let's talk about this beast, this creation. Eclectic, barely, the word itself barely covers what's going on here. We've got a door covering over it, but yeah, so there's a big long cradle underneath there, and that ties in. I could have done this a bit better. Yeah, anyway, it's tied between the front end and the back end. The back end, that's your main torsion housing. Yeah, and with this heavy angle iron, and that's all heavy RHS down there. So you say, well, what is going to power such a beast? Let's talk. So all alloy 3.9 litre Rover engine, Rover V8, okay, with or without a supercharger, because why not, you know, you're going this far with the car, you might as well. So I'd imagine a fairly heavy duty clutch, and then a Toyota Hiace diesel 5-speed gearbox, and then a Nissan Patrol, I'm pretty sure, transfer case, so it's real four-wheel drive with low range. And then we're going to have a Commodore diff. I don't know how much you can see there. So you can see the back arms have been doubly modified. So there will be a diff at the back here. So that'll be the center diff will be like mounted solidly, and then you got independent axles as in the standard bay windows are. So I think it's still going to use Kombi CV joints. Anyways, so Commodore rear diff, and I think the front diff is possibly Pajero. So could it get any more eclectic? I don't know. So I think this bar was off Rodeo, and it's been modified for swing away carrier. And there's going to be big rock sliders, so to speak, tubes going along here. So these guards have all been, the inner guards have actually been, it's been cleared all the way, like chopped away completely. And these are actually going to be, he's going to put nutserts on around it, and these are going to be like a bolt-on guard with the exposed bolts, like the old SLR Tiranas or whatever. So this is like a secondary, this is a standard VW lip there, and it's all been designed so that it sticks out further to cover the tyres, and that does the job nicely. And you know, these will all be removable, so that's just the look it's going for. There's been a lot of work here chopping all this away to get this enough clearance on the front. Yeah, so there was the old bulge that used to be there is all gone, and that's all metal work there now. Yeah, so it's going to have the hubs that lock and unlock, and so yeah, totally cray. I can't even see on the roof, it's that high, but see, that's some decent ground clearance there. Let's look up here, and you'll actually find that it's fairly dry. We've got a couple of whirlybirds there. I think they still work. They probably spin around as you. There we go. So I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be there. And he might have left his bit of his skirting board there. Anyway, yeah, so there is a lot going on here. What else has it got? So it's going to have electric power steering, and it's got a Toyota Tarago cable linkage going to the gearbox. So wow, that's all I can say is wow. So much work done over many years. And like literally yesterday was, yeah, this car hasn't seen the daylight for a long time. Oh, and let's not forget the elephant in the room. Yeah, you go, well, what's that? Is that to, you know, can you use it as a seat, like a little cool seat, maybe a little bit tall for it, but yes, actually technically you can sit here and, you know, have a cold one. But yeah, it's a that's where the spare wheel goes, silly. So we got this is running 31s all round. So unlike a lot of the off-road V-dubs that, you know, often run 33s at the back and 31s at the front, or 35s and 33s, and yeah, they got a stagger size. This will have to be the same because your front and rear diff ratios will be the same, and everything's got to work out, otherwise you will have bindy in the bloody transfer case. But yeah, so that's the GO. Look at that, so definitely unique. And there'll be obviously a plate, and that's sort of, it's all heavy duty at the back there, you know, so that the plate, you know, with a rod through it or whatever, will hold the spare in place, and then happy days. And instead of having the spare up high in your roof rack or whatever, and it would definitely take up, you know, like that size tire inside your car is just like, takes up too much room. So so it's actually a bloody practical location. You just either got to love or not love so much the look of it, and I reckon it's cool. The whole thing is cool. So because it's not all about the purism, you know, like you're still preserving a Kombi on the road. It's just a fair bit less Kombi than most of them. So you look at old Bosley in the background there, and it's starting to look pretty tame compared to this thing. So yeah, anyway, that was that's where we're at. Eclectic is the name. It's been called Eclectic for years. I think the owners even got shirts made ready for this beast. So now the discussion is on over colour as to whether we're going to do it the original Antarctic white or go full camo. There's a few whispers in the mist that you know, there's a certain percentage of people that would love to see this thing full camo. So yeah, let's see where it ends up. I'm not working on it straight away. I'm waiting for my blaster, and he has a bit of a waiting list, and so we've just got to get through that. But yeah, so I thought I'd do an introduction to Eclectic, and yeah, what a wild creation it is. Okay, goodbye.